Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Today we're going to continue to take a look at the Buildable Figures series from the LEGO Star Wars range, and in today's review we're going to be taking a look at none other than the Mandalorian bounty hunter himself, the Clone Trooper template, Jango Fett. This is an absolutely awesome figure, and like with General Grievous that I gave you a look at in my last review, he has to be one of the most highly recommended figures from this line. There are a number of really cool aspects of this figure that I absolutely love, so I'll talk about those as we get further into the review. But before we do that, as always, I'd like to give a huge thanks and a shout out to the guys at Norton & Co and the LEGO Group who were kind enough to supply this set and many others for a review. And again, thanks to them, I'll be bringing you reviews on the entire series of buildable figures, which only includes 2 more to give you a look at, so stay tuned for those. In the meantime, this is the box that Jango Fett comes in. He is set number 75107, and like with most of the other basic figures in the Buildable series, such as Commander Cody and Obi-Wan that I've given you a look at previously, he does retail for $19.99. Obviously, General Grievous and Darth Vader are a little bit bigger, and they cost a little bit more. I have completely forgotten to look up the piece count on Jango Fett, but I would imagine that he does consist of around the same pieces as Commander Cody and Obi-Wan that I've given you a look at previously, which is around the 80 mark. So again, the price per brick ratio is slightly off with some of these figures, but when you consider the sheer size of these guys and the way that they've been put together, you really can appreciate them on a different level. So that's not too much of an issue for me personally. And again, with Jango Fett, I absolutely love the design of the character. So we'll take a look at him in just a little bit. On the reverse side of the box, as you can see, we do have another image of Jango Fett himself with some features that are included with the figure, just running down the side there. On the bottom, we have the rest of the line pictured on the packaging. So again, we have Commander Cody, Obi-Wan and Grievous, which I've already given you a look at. And coming up next, we'll be taking a look at Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. So really looking forward to sharing those figures with you. But in the meantime, we are going to take a look at this guy, Jango Fett. So that's the box. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. And as I said, there are a number of different features that I really like about this figure. One of them, and this stands out like a sore thumb, is the overall colour scheme, because I absolutely love the way that this guy is decorated. The blues, the silvers and all the metallic colours that are going on this figure really stand out, really jump off the shelf, and they just make the figure look really nice. Absolutely love the colour scheme. I think LEGO have done a fantastic job with that, and even down to some of the printed details such as the armour plating there on the torso, the ammo belt, just everything about this figure really pops and stands out really well. So he's definitely a highlight from the Buildable Figures series. And again, like with some of the other figures that I've given you a look at, Jango features an awesome head sculpt, which again really does give Hasbro a run for their money with some of their head sculpts. However, these are obviously a much larger scale of action figure, so you've got a lot more sort of room to play with detail there. So on, appearances alone, this figure is an awesome character, but he also features a really cool feature as well, which is carried over from some of those Hasbro figures. If we take a look at the back of the figure, then you will see that Jango Fett's backpack has been put together using multiple different Technic and LEGO pieces, and it really does look very cool. Despite the stylized design of the figure, it really captures the overall look and essence of that Mandalorian backpack that Jango wears in the movie. You've got the jet thrusters there at the bottom, the blue highlighted detail, even the firing rocket in the top, which is a functioning missile, which you just flick at the bottom there, and obviously that'll push the missile up out of the top of the backpack. So really nice feature, really cool little attention to detail, and it just makes this figure look very cool indeed. So very impressed with not only the look of this guy, but the functionality as well. Again, in terms of overall design, if you guys are familiar with the LEGO Bionicle range, then you'll already have a vague understanding of how these figures are put together. In a nutshell, ball joints everywhere. These guys are highly posable figures, so whichever display you want to get these guys into, you can do that, so no disappointments there. In terms of accessories, aside from the backpack, we do get the Jango Fett blasters, which once again have been put together using multiple pieces of Lego and Technic, and they clip into the hands like the rest of the figures do with those red peg systems. We also have subtle details on this guy, such as the dart on the wrist gauntlet there, which is a really nice touch. And again, you've got some really nice printed details on this one as well. You've got the armour plating there on the legs, on the torso, the ammo belt, and again those really cool blue and silver details on the rest of the figure. So in terms of articulation, again these guys have ball joints in pretty much every place that is possible. So you've got articulation at the head, shoulders, elbows and wrists, hips, knees, ankles, you know, everywhere this guy can be articulated, he pretty much is. And again, you can get him in just about any pose from the movie or from your imagination. So a really top-notch, great quality figure. Easily one that I'd recommend to you. And if you want to purchase this guy for yourself, be sure to do so by the link in the video description. That will take you to Amazon.com, and I believe that this guy is currently in stock now. So don't hesitate, add him to your collection, and you can obviously have him square off against Obi-Wan and all the other characters available in this range. So that is going to do it for this review on set number 75107, and that is again Jango Fett from the Buildable Figures series. Again, I do apologise for failing to do my research prior to this review and looking up the piece count, but what I'll do is I'll try and include that in the video description for you, so that if you do want to check out how many pieces are included with this guy, you'll be able to do so via the description on the video. So again, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this guy. I'll be back with some more reviews very soon. Got 2 more of these buildable figures to give you a look at, and then we'll be jumping into reviews on the Force Awakens toys. So plenty to look forward to here on the channel. Hope you're going to stay tuned for all of that and more. So until my next review guys, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.